Chosen, everybody is not a spiritual warrior out here. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for you all. If you find that it resonates with you in any way, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this message. So I want to first have a conversation with you all in regards to how a lot of times those people who are on the spiritual path or who are spiritual teachers, leaders, advisors have a tendency to try to deter people away from knowing what's going on. Not knowing what's going on, but speaking openly about what's going on when it comes to the powers that were and a lot of the really nefarious things that are taking place right before our eyes. And I want to challenge you all on that particular concept, right? Because I've had a few people who have left messages who will say, like, why are you focused on that thing? You know, we should be focused on the positive things, which I definitely agree. We should be focusing on the positive things. But when you're going through your own awakening, do you not have to also acknowledge those things that are not so comfortable? Do you not have to first acknowledge your own vices, your own addictive patterns, your own codependencies, your own fears? These are all the uncomfortable things that don't feel so cozy, right? And some would say they're not even the most positive. And it's not saying you're focusing on them. It's saying that you are spotting them and eliminating them so that you can then be in alignment on a higher vibrational frequency to focus on things that are more in alignment with what you want to attract into your life, right? That's on a personal level. So once you've already done the work to clear those things, or at least most of them, you start to recognize that now, for some of you, your assignment is to pay attention to what's happening around you in order to balance out the state of humanity. Not everybody feels like they have that assignment. So if you don't feel like you have a particular assignment to aid humanity into getting back into alignment, to getting righteousness and compassion back into the hearts of people, to eliminating or even to spreading messages about falsehoods and illusions so that people can see things more clearly, if you don't feel like that's a part of your assignment, then this message is clearly not for you. This is for those of you who know that you have a divine assignment to awaken, to enlighten, to heal, right? To guide people, especially those who are out here groping in the darkness, still trying to figure it out. How can you assist someone to get them on the right path if you are not taking a look at their pathway to see what are their obstacles, what's obstructing their pathway, right? You can't just keep looking up, talking about, okay, keep looking up. Don't worry about what's in your pathway. Keep looking up. Because if all they're doing is looking up, then they can end up tripping over some things, some obstructions that needs to clearly be removed. Now, I'm talking about on a more collective level, right? On a collective level, we have to target those things that are happening, the corruption, the falsehoods, the illusions that's happening on a global level. As a spiritual warrior, these are things that we have to take note of and we have to actually put forth the effort to clear. Now, I'm not talking about going out here marching. I'm not talking about starting riots. I'm not talking about going in front of a judge in the 3D or going to the president, writing letters to politicians and mayors. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about those of you who have an assignment to do spiritual work, right? As a spiritual warrior, you have to know what you're battling up against. So I say all of this to say, too often in the spiritual community, there's this negative energy that's placed on those of us who address the elephant in the room. Those of us who speak about what's taking place out here in the world. Some people don't want to touch those subjects, such as things about Angie Stone or the Epstein situations, or what's going on with the trumpet, or the muskrat. A lot of people don't want to touch these subjects, and I understand that you don't want to touch it because it might not be your assignment to touch it. When I speak on these things, it is not to harness the energy of fear. I speak on these things in hopes that by the time you listen to that message, you will feel far more empowered to do something about it on a spiritual level. We can, if you can go around all day saying, I'm focused on planting my own vineyard. I'm focused on cultivating my own vision. I'm focused on harvesting and nurturing my own seeds. But even if you choose to solely focus on yourself, you still have to pay attention to the cankerworm. You still have to pay attention to the different pests that might try to eat away at your crops. You still got to pay attention to the various animals that might come in and want to take a bite, or the various weeds that might sprout. I mean, weeds that might sprout around your crops. You can't just focus on planting the seed and watering it without paying attention to the things that could potentially hinder your growth. So you can surely focus that energy inward. A lot of people only need to be focused on what's happening internally, within their household, within their inner vessel, right? Some people need to solely focus on those things. And that's where those spiritual leaders and teachers who are solely focused on those things are highly valuable for those people who need to solely focus on self. But for those of you out there who know you have been given the assignment as a spiritual warrior to break cycles, not just off of yourself, but off of your lineage, and to also be a hand in shifting and shaping humanity back in alignment, then yes, there's going to be topics that you will have to explore and dissect and decode that's not the most comfortable, especially if you have a voice on a public platform. There's times where, I watch particular things and I'm like, man, here we go again. But it doesn't get me to a space where I'm down and out. It gives me that righteous indignation that says, oh, we got to come together collectively and do a ritual. Oh, it's time to shut some shit down. Oh, now they want to show us what they got going on behind the scenes. They want to show their hand more. They want to show their asses. Okay. The same way that they call themselves having an agenda against us, we're going to show them the amount of power that the Most High Mother and Father has bestowed within us in order to offset whatever they're planning. So everybody has a different role in this thing is really the point that I'm making. So it's very important to don't assume that you know somebody's assignment. Don't assume that everybody is only supposed to be talking about rainbows and bluebirds and numbers and, manifesting and only positive thoughts. Yes, those things are very, very, very needed and very necessary. But if you ain't got somebody out here clearing these obstacles and clearing these pathways so that you can solely focus on the scenery and only look up, if you ain't got nobody in front of you clearing those pathways as you taking your stroll down the yellow brick road, just singing and humming, then you're going to trip up. So you want to start appreciating, and I'm talking to those in the back. I'm not talking to most of you who are on this, who are gravitated towards my channel, because most of y'all know what's up, right? Especially those of you who are spiritual warriors out there, and you know that's your assignment. But I'm talking to those people in the back who don't understand this type of assignment, who assume that if you're doing spiritual work and if you're having conversations about spiritual growth and development, that you're solely supposed to be focused on those things that makes you feel warm and cozy. A restructuring is taking place right now. This is one that's been long overdue. And there are particular divine feminine and divine masculine who have assignments to decode, dissect, remove all of the mystery and illusions and smoke screens, and to get into the depths of what's happening, so that we are armored up with the right tools to know how to disperse and to clear that energy. We have to dive deeper, some of us. And if it's a subject that you're not comfortable with, my thing is, I never understood how, for me, I'm usually pretty clear with what I'm talking about, right? most of the time the subject matter is going to be in the title. So if you're clicking on that thumbnail and you know that I'm talking about something that you feel you don't want to hear about right now, then clearly you're lying to yourself. You're deceiving yourself, or you're just an outright troll. Either way, you got a lot of work to do. Because I'm not going to click on something and watch it just to leave a comment and say you shouldn't be talking about these things. It should be all about love and light. Well, shit. It's so many platforms. There's so many different videos and messages out here that are strictly catered to just that. So either your spirit or your soul called you here to put you in a very uncomfortable place where you need to listen to something that's going to trigger and awaken something within you to remind you that you too are a spiritual warrior. Or you just out here, you ain't got nothing better to do and you just trolling, looking for a little bit of attention. I don't know which one it is, but either way, get it together. Because I'm going to carry out my assignment regardless of how other people feel. And fact of the matter is, there will be other people who do spiritual work that will say, that sister over there, she all off. She focused on Angie. She focused on what's going on with the powers that were. She focused on XYZ. You don't know my assignment. I just saw 11:11 on my timer. You don't know my assignment. You have your own assignment. If your assignment is to not look in that direction and to not speak on these things, then don't speak on these things. Matter of fact, don't even look in my direction. Rather than criticizing and assuming that you know, why even look at my channel? It's bigger than what a lot of people know. And this is why that one-track minded thing has to go. It needs to go. All of us have different roles that we play in assisting humanity back into alignment again. And so you as a spectator would obviously have to decide, what do you need right now? What does your soul need right now? Do you need somebody to speak on the uncomfortable topic so that you can get to the core of what's really blocking you? What's causing you to feel this sense of a void? What's causing you to not be able to manifest or to be the co-creator of your life? Yeah, a lot of times you might need that. Or are you in that space where you solely need to focus on the positive things? Because now you're learning how to reset your mind, and you're learning how to program your mind to only think about positivity. There's different stages to this thing. So sometimes you might need a little bit of all of those things. This season, you got to focus solely on positive things. Next season, you got to dive into the depths where you got to get your hands dirty. The next season, you're going to need a balance of both things. And then it might cycle back around all over again. Some seasons, you got to solely focus on yourself. Other seasons, you need to see what's going on out here in the world so that you can see in what ways can you contribute to clearing out some of these obstacles and blockages that the powers that were trying to create. For me, I tap into all of those things because that to me is balance. Being fully aware of the weeds that's growing in my vineyard is a balance. Okay? Nurturing my vineyard, being patient with the growth of my crops and whatever it is I'm manifesting, going within, nurturing myself, purifying myself, detoxing. Saying, no, not today. I don't even want to hear about those types of things today. And when I see particular things that I'm scrolling past, nope. I won't even let that touch my spirit. Sometimes you have to do that. But you don't never want to get down on the person who is tapping into those things for the sake of finding solutions to clear it. It's one thing if you have someone who is just constantly fear-mongering, right? And they're pulling on negative things that's happening and they're saying, y'all, hey, guess what? Y'all, we ain't gonna make it. You know, this enemy, they too powerful and we don't have what it takes. Then that's a totally different type of energy right there. And I completely understand if you say, you know what? I don't even want to hear nothing from that. I can understand that 100%. But I ain't never going to be the type of person when it comes to the messages that's imparted within me. The Most High don't speak through me like that. My spiritual team don't drop those type of messages in my spirit where I'm here to just incite fear and disempowerment and to make you feel like you have no type of say so over the outcome of a particular situation. That's not dropped in my spirit, so I damn sure wouldn't bring it to drop it into yours. If I'm going to speak on an uncomfortable topic, we're going to walk away from this thing feeling far more empowered and ready to be the spiritual warriors that we are in order to shift and alchemize and transmute that energy all day, every day. So again, I'm going to say it one last time. For those people, if you don't like the title of my thumbnail, bypass it and protect your own spirit if you don't feel like it's in alignment with your particular assignment. But never discount somebody else's assignment. That's my message for you all. Like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. I love you, and I'll talk to y'all next time.